So there's been a lot of confusion over the Andre Drummond and Jeannie Buss situation right now, but that is not what we're here to talk about today, or at least not most of what we're going to talk about. Yes, today we're going to talk about how Andre Drummond impacts the Lakers' chances of making a playoff run. So, if you haven't heard yet, which you have, unless you're a very casual NBA fan, Andre Drummond got signed by the Los Angeles Lakers a few days ago. And it all started with Andre Drummond going to Lakers practice, but then Jeannie Buss, the owner of the Los Angeles Lakers, posted a picture on social media showing her with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and then next to it a picture of her with Andre Drummond. And people took this a little bit of the wrong way, thinking that she thinks that Andre Drummond is going to be the next Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or something. So this situation has totally spun just way out of control. And then that night he played his debut versus the Milwaukee Bucks, and I mean, he had a very impressive debut. In 14 minutes, he did score 4 points, but he came out of the game in the first quarter because of a toe injury. But he also produced some quality plays. He looked good on defense, and he looked good overall. He was passing, he was scoring, but then I guess the injury was bugging him too much because Brook Lopez stepped on his foot. So we need to get a question out of the way here. Is Andre Drummond getting signed to the LA Lakers a great move or a bad move? And I talked a little bit about that in my video about Andre Drummond signing with the Los Angeles Lakers. But how much does it improve the Los Angeles Lakers to get Andre Drummond on the roster? So now that Andre Drummond's injured, I'm pretty sure he's going to be coming back soon in like 1 or 2 games. So Lakers fans don't really have anything to worry about because, LeBron is about to come back and AD is about to come back. So Andre Drummond is going to come back soon. And I think Lakers fans are taking a sigh of relief here because they're just happy that this was not a crazy injury. So Andre Drummond essentially got injured, and this is one of those injuries where you get injured and it's only an injury that lasts for 2 or 3 games, and then you can get back on the floor. So yeah, Drummond was expected to miss 1 to 2 games. And so he's essentially going to come back tonight is what they're saying, versus the Los Angeles Clippers, their rivaling team. So it will be very fun to see Andre Drummond square off against the LA Clippers. But how does Andre Drummond make the Lakers better? Well, first of all, his rebounding increasingly improves their front court, and it increasingly improves their defense, because if I'm not mistaken, Andre Drummond is averaging about 13.5 rebounds per game, which is the second most rebounds per game in the NBA this season, second to only Clint Capella. And the other thing is, he is a block monster. He can get so many blocks that it's almost like a layup for him. So this season, he is averaging 1.2 blocks per game, which is really in the upper echelon of blocks per game in the NBA right now. But I feel like if Drummond played in like the 80s or 90s, he would be a superstar big man, and he would average something like 27 points and 10 rebounds, or even 15 rebounds a game. And that would be insane, because Drummond definitely would have dominated in the 90s, but it kind of sucks he didn't play then. But Drummond definitely does help out the Lakers defense. A little short, quick banger for you guys. This video was really fun to make because Andre Drummond has the potential to be a superstar caliber talent with the LA Lakers going into a playoff run. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Click subscribe, turn notifications on, like, share, comment, all the good stuff. And as always, I'm your boy Hyper Hooper Basketball, and we're out.